Kitchens have evolved a lot over the last 50 years. Back in the 70s, the kitchen was very much a functional space rather than the living space that it's become today.
It really had to serve one purpose, was about cooking.
It was often a closed-off room that was very much separate to the rest of the living areas.
But they had a beautiful personality in the sense that each home was quite different. They were extremely bold, lots of textures. The material used in the kitchen were very basic. Laminate benchtop, timber veneer, lino floor, but also a very sort of functional lighting.
In the 80s, there was a lot less colours. There was a lot of solid timber cabinetry, and there was definitely a lot less patterns.
We had bigger ovens, we had a microwave introduced in the early 80s, a mixer here and a blender here and a toaster there and a sandwich maker, slow cookers, soda streams, everything. There's a lot of technology around our appliances and they became affordable for everybody to buy. It was a push to get more usable space in the kitchen. That meant something had to give, and the breakfast table started to have an impact into storage requirements in the kitchen. That was where it was given up.
The 90s was where we saw a transition in the kitchens from a separate closed room into open plan, so connecting with the living and dining areas.
The kitchen in the 90s had to be more than just functional, so planning was very important.
Kitchens took on a lot more natural stone, and it also saw the introduction of the high gloss polyurethane finishes. We started introducing appliances and they became more concealed. We had the concealed range hood, we had more integrated fridges and dishwashers.
It started to really become the showpiece of the home, where people really had to think about the functional aspect of it by the integration of the appliances in the right location. The kitchen started to play an important role in terms of representing the value of the house.
In the 2000s, the kitchen design became more important than ever.
The entire kitchen became more of a social hub of the home, and I think for that reason, it's almost like you can call it the birth of the island bench. You could even have an audience and everyone can gather around there. The aesthetics of that really played an important part in the overall home.
We saw a lot of new materials being introduced like cherry gloss timber, reconstituted stone, stainless steel and brushed aluminium.
It really became truly the hero space of the home. The other main trend back then was the emergence of lifestyle TV shows, which actually made a lot of people much more aware of what could be done.
In the 2010s, there was a pullback from that really minimalist look of stone and polyurethane paint, and the trend was enough of the cold tones, enough of the clinical look. Let's get some warmth back into our environment. There was a lot of technology around the reconstitution of stone, so it meant that your kitchen products, like oil, lemon juice, vinegar, red wine, beetroot, didn't stain. You could wipe it up quickly and it was really hard-wearing finish for the bench tops.
The kitchen we're designing today, we'll always have to think about 4 or 5 years ahead. What will be the future trend?
With the different materials available, it will allow us to really make these elements within the kitchen a lot more sculptural. We will definitely see a lot more integration of things like wine fridges, and there will be generally a lot more concealment of different elements within the kitchen. That's where we will also see a lot more of the butler's pantry, where we can conceal a lot of the functional side of the kitchen